Okay, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Kadash. I want to give our praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakwadash. So this is going to be titled, You Are Esau's Target. So I had this title saved for probably like 2 weeks, and I've been trying to get to it. Not saying that I ain't been doing no work. I've been doing other titles, but the way I do it is like I got on your phone, you got a noteboard or whatever, you got a list, right? And on your list, I'll go in there, and then whatever comes to my mind, if I can't get to it right on the spot, I'll put down a whole bunch of list of titles. And this is gems, right? Because, you're probably wondering, like, some people may wonder, like, man, damn, he been at it for years and he posts so often, he do so many videos on fire. How do you do it? So this is how I do it, right? So what I do is I got this list, and I just put titles, whatever comes to my mind. A good title if I'm listening to music, a good title if I'm on the computer, if I whatever I'm doing, if a title come to my mind, I put it on my list, right? I save it on my list on my phone, and I'll go and I'll put precepts. I add precepts to the title. So I may have like 10, 15 titles just sitting with, some may have two, three precepts. Some may have 20 precepts. I just keep adding whatever comes to my mind. And then when I get the chance to sit down, I'll do the video. So that's why I've been waiting 2 weeks to do this video. And it's going to be, like I said, it's called You Are Esau's Target, right? So sometimes I see things, right? And like with these type of videos, you want to kind of, I'm giving you some gems here. You want to kind of work your way. You want to warm up. So, you want to introduce the video. You want to talk about some things to warm up. That's how you get the spirit flowing. It's just like if you hop in your car, right? You don't just hop in and take off. You got to warm the car up. You want all the fluids and everything to get through the car and the different lines and channels properly, right? And then you want to warm up. So therefore the car is going to last longer. It's going to perform better, right? So it's the same thing when you're making these videos. It don't have to be a long video, Don't set out to make your video a certain time. Go off the spirit. What the spirit gives you, that's it. You see, that's how I go. So I might have a 5-minute video. I might have a 10-minute video. I might have a 20-minute video. We got hour-long videos. We got 2-hour-long videos. It's whatever the spirit gives us, and that's how we go. You always go off the spirit. Don't go off what man opinion of you is. Don't go off trying to keep yourself to a certain standard. Go off with the spirit. Let the spirit feed you and guide you. You see, and then you'll be at your best. And like I learned this a long time ago when I first started working. One of my first jobs was like Goodwill warehouse. I was in a warehouse, right? So, and it was an old man, an Israelite man, a black dude in there, and he told me, he said, look, man, he said, it's not about, roughly paraphrasing what he said, it's not about working hardest, right? He said, go at a pace that you could keep up for however long you plan on working here. Don't just come in here and you just busting your ass, you still get paid the same way. Find you a nice, good pace that you could keep up. And that's one thing that I learned about everything I do. You want to find you a pace, because you got to have a balance. If you come into this truth and you going too hard, you could fall out. It's just like a candle, just like in Matthew 25, with the candlestick, right? If you blow too much wind, it's gonna put the flame out, right? If you don't have enough, it's gonna put the flame out. So you gotta be balanced in everything you do, right? If you get too, I've seen brothers come in the truth, literally myself, and they was just on straight fire, but then the Lord didn't come back in the 2, 3 months, 4 months later that they thought the Lord was going to come back, and it caused them to exit out the truth. And then I've seen people be lukewarm and they just fall off. So you want to have a balance, but you want to be on fire at the same time. So what you see on your screens, you see the FBI, and this is a special department, right? Because it says cyber task, right? And we know for the most part, we on the highways and byways every week, but for the most part, we do most of our work where? On the internet, right? And YouTube and stuff like that. Most of us, different platforms, social media platforms, is where we're doing most of our work. But what a lot of people don't understand, as we're doing this work, there's task force. This is real. This is 100% real. There's task force that are behind the scenes, that's following everything you do, that's watching the videos that you put up. You got YouTube, and we know who owns YouTube, the small hats, right? So they're demonizing your channel, they're blacklisting your channel, they're what's the word, shadow banning your channel and stuff. You have those forces at hand working against you, and then you have other forces that's monitoring getting information on everything you do. But see, this is not a scare video, right? This isn't to scare you, because a lot of times you see men, they put up these scare videos, but they're doing it to scare you so they can have control over you. So you say, look, I'm so scared, I need to bow down to these men, so I need to put these men to have control over me, so they could get me salvation in a way. Even sometimes people do that without even knowing, right? This isn't to scare you, bro. You shouldn't be scared. I don't care if Esau knows where I live, what I do, every single second of the day. If he knows what I do, it don't matter, because my salvation and my faith lays in the Lord only. Was Yahushua hiding anything? No. Was he scared? No. They knew everything about him. They knew where to get him. They set him up and stuff like that with Judas, and he stood strong, and that's how we have to stand strong. So this isn't a scare video, but this is just an edification video to show you there's people behind scenes, right, that's tracking everything you do, and you don't know, just like hip hop, with Young Thug and YSL, the rapper, right? They said they was tracking him for 10 years of different events he was doing, and he didn't know for 10 years that they was tracking everything about him. So how much more us? This truth is the biggest threat to Esau's system. So you don't think that he has task force that's tracking everything we're doing? Of course he do. From the small of us to the big groups of us, he's tracking everything. Of course Esau is, right? So with that being said, I seen some videos some brothers was making, and they was getting on the 2/3. They was just going hard on the 2/3, right? And they was kind of mocking the 2/3, and they was saying like, look, man, they like Esau had some new weapons, where he had a new super soldier, and they was like, look, man, Esau finna fuck up these 2/3. But when I heard him say that, the first thing that came to my mind and said, wait, that super soldier that Esau's creating, that's not for the 2/3. Are the 2/3 gonna get affected by it? Yeah. Are the 2/3 gonna get taken out by it? Yeah. But his intentions is he's building those super soldiers for you, me. That's why I said you are Esau's target. Not just the 2/3, the 1/3. The men that's in the truth. We're the target. The 2/3 is easy. The 2/3 are gonna bow down. They're gonna take the MOTB. They're gonna bow down to everything that Esau says. So he know the 2/3 is easy. He could just take them out when he wants to, whether it be pesticides, fake earthquakes that Esau make just to take them out, or fake wars that he make just to take them out. He could take them out easily, because they're going to be the ones that's going to go get in line and take the MOTB. They're the ones that's going to go get in line and let Esau put whatever he wants to put in them, and then they die later on from it. That's easy work. When you see Esau developing this technology, it's for two things. It's for that war in the heavens. Revelation chapter 12, starting at verse 7. He's developing technology to war against our Lord when he comes back, when our Lord returns. Second Ezra chapter 13, right? And us, the Israelites, because he know that we're going to get that spiritual power. He know that the angels going to have a hedge over us and protect us. So that's what brothers refer to when they getting on the 2/3. They say, well, we ain't worried about none of that because the angel's gonna protect us. But you don't know. Now, just because you make it on a chariot don't mean that you don't go through all hell, right? And we got precepts because, through much tribulation we must enter in the kingdom. Now, I know in Psalms 91 it says, look, not a hair on your head and things like that. That's true. But at the same time, you got martyrs. You got brothers that's going to get a crown, right? Be the first fruits to the kingdom of heaven, but it's going to die. That's actually going to be put to death for the truth. So you have it twofold. You have the same thing. Some people, not all of the elect, is gonna not have a hair on their head touch. You may lose an arm, you may lose a leg, you might be injured, you might get beat up really bad, like a damn near stoned to death like Apostle Paul was. You might get put in a prison. So when you laughing at the 2/3, ha 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 ha, it's funny, right? But you gotta remember, the big guns that Esau got, he's developing that technology and making these super soldiers wherever they be for us. That's his biggest target. You are the target. The 2/3 is easy. They're done. They're already done, and Esau knows they're already done. But Esau's reading the Bible just like we are, the elites, right? And they're saying, what could we do about these Israelites when they get spiritual power? They put it in their movies. They show us getting spiritual powers in their movies, and in the end, Esau wins some way, somehow. You know, Esau saying, look at the movie Jumper. When these Israelites get that spiritual power like that, how are we going to be able to catch the jumpers? We going to develop these electric guns. Esau has that shit, man. He's thinking of that shit. He's, look, when their Lord comes back on the chariots, how are we going to fight against the chariots? Okay, we need a space force. Okay, we need to start putting weapons on satellites in the sky. You know, we need to start trying to build our UFOs. You know, or they're different spacecraft, anti-gravity spacecraft. Esau's trying to figure that shit out, man. He's trying to get prepared to battle because the Lord's putting it on his spirit. So when you thinking about the Israelites, man, don't be so quick to laugh at the 2/3 because Esau's coming for you. You are the target, man. Me, you, and when I say me or you, I'm talking about the guys that's in the truth. The guys that's putting up these videos. The guys that's out on the highways and byways. That's who the cyber Taz is sitting behind the scenes. The cyber Taz ain't sitting behind the scenes and just watching the 2/3 because majority of the 2/3 ain't doing nothing to threat them. They just going along with the system. The cyber force, FBI and all that, they're sitting behind the scenes and they're watching me. They're watching you. They're watching the ones that call themselves Hebrew Israelites that's dedicated, that got the videos that could show a track record of years of being dedicated to this. They watching the ones that be out on the highways and byways, raising their voice out loud, sparing not. That's who they're watching. That's who they're coming after. So you are the target, So let's get into some precepts. Prove it. This is 2nd Ezra 16. I'm gonna jump around in it because it's the whole chapter is fire, right? But this verse 16 says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? So even Ezra was like, woe is me, meaning that woe is coming towards him. But the difference is, yes, he's going to be delivered out of it, but that don't mean that you might not get smacked up. That don't mean that you might not get punched up. That don't mean that you might not get shot. That don't mean that you might not get put in a prison. That don't mean that you might not starve almost to death, but then be delivered at the very end. And it don't mean that you're not going to be put to death because you have martyrs. So you got to really understand what's going on, man. Y'all can't be playing with this. And that'd be my main thing, is just to show people and teach people, edify people that this is not a game. You got to know what you in, man. If you have any true understanding, you know what's coming. We all know, bro. We know what's coming. We know what happened with Martin Luther King when he tried. We know what happened with Malcolm X when he tried, man. And so many or more other people when they tried, man. We know what happened with Gaddafi when he was going against the beast, NATO and them, right? We know what happens to anybody that goes against the beast, right? So we know what they're about to do, man. And we've been exposing a lot. The small hats, they don't like that shit, man. They all the way over there in the land, and they, you'll see them on different groups and different Israelite groups. You'll see them on their lives debating. That's something big when they're all the way over there, but they're on the internet debating with a Hebrew Israelite group. That means that they're watching, man. They're taking notice and they're making plans, and they going to do something about it. The Lord's going to put it on their spirit to do something about it because the Lord's going to test us, right? But the difference is, if you do be the elect, you will be delivered out of it if you're the elect. But guess what? Even if you are the elect, you still could be a martyr. So you still could be put to death, right? Even if you're the elect, because there's martyrs. You see what I'm saying? So it's just what happens after that, which only the Lord controls that, right? Verse 18, it says the beginning of sorrows, right? It's going to be sorrows for the elect too. Now, some brothers may have it easy. They may fall into a bunker with all the supplies they got. A hair on their head may not be touched. They might not dash their feet against a stone because an angel. That may happen to some brothers. And we all praying that we be those brothers. We all pray that, but that doesn't mean that that's how everybody gonna get it, you know what I mean? It says the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils should come? And that's what's happening right now. Those powers are standing in fear, and they're gonna do something about it. They want to get rid of us. They don't want to be scared. They want to have their new world order. You know what I mean? They want to have the internet of all things. They want to have complete control with nobody to no adversary, right? What it says, what is that? Psalms. Here, let me see. Let me find it. Is that Psalms 10? Let's go to it real quick. We on the computer, so y'all know how this go. Gotta wait for it to load. Wait for me to pull it up. right? This is Psalms 10. Perfect. Verse 1, it says, why standest thou afar, O Lord? Why hideth thyself in the time of trouble, right? It says, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. You're going to be persecuted, man. You are the target, not just the 2/3. You, the man of the Lord, you are the target. You the biggest target. Well, Yahweh Shai is the biggest target, and we're under that, right? It says, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. So, just like you see these two agents on your screen, they're sitting back and they're imagining devices. They're imagining how to come up with plans, man, to take this whole thing down. You better believe it. It says, for the wicked boasteth in his heart desire, and blesses the covetousness who the Lord hearteth. They do that in their movies. You got the Israelites. You get a character to portray the Israelites, and then you get a character to portray Esau and the beast, and who end up winning? They always portray themselves winning because they boasted of their heart's desire of conquering our Lord in the Israelites for once and for all. It says the wicked through the pride of his countenance in his pride would not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts because he look at himself as being God, man. It says his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. See, as for all his enemies, he puffeth up at them. So who's their number one enemy? We keep saying it. They read the Bible. The Bible says it. The Israelites is Esau's number one enemy. So you think that he's not gonna do nothing? He's planning right now. He has plans for 10, 20, 30, 40 years going back, 50 years going back. Shit, going back to the time Yahweh Shai was on the scene 2,000 something years ago. He has plans on how to take us out, and he's been trying to, but the Lord's just not letting it happen. The Lord's not going to let it happen. You read Isaiah chapter 10 and it tells you about the remnant, right? Now it says verse 6 is the point. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So that's what he's saying. He said he ain't never going to be in adversity, and he don't want to be in adversity. So with us bringing that smoke to him, you know, he wants to clear it out. He don't want no smoke. He want to have everything under his power, under his control. So they have plans going on right now. You know, you better believe it, man. Right? Let's keep going. Back in second address, chapter 16. I just want to get down to the point because this is going to be very important what I'm about to read to you. I'm gonna get to verse 67. Right? It says, behold, God himself is the judge. Fear him. So like I said this ain't no scare video, you know. This is really to boost you, to edify you, so you could know what's coming for you. It says, leave off from your sins, right? So you want to leave off from your sins, and going to Matthew chapter 6, you want to stack up in that spiritual bank by doing, you know, so the Lord can be there for you because you was there for the Lord, you know. It says, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall God lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. So when you leave off from your sins, you forget your iniquities, meaning you stop sinning, you try to rehearse the righteous acts to the best of your ability. Just like it says in Matthew chapter 6, the Lord's going to be there for you. The Lord's going to deliver you from this trouble, right? But it's going to come for you. You know, the smoke won't come for you because look, verse 68 says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. So you got these agents, right? They sit behind scenes, right? And they the cyber task force and all that shit, right? And they get all the information on you. And then what they do is they send out their partners, the rest of the agents. But these agents is a different type of agents. They're not an internet type of agent. These agents have AR-15s, body armor, helmets, night vision goggles, the big door stopper thing to knock your door down. They got the big trucks bulletproof. These is the military, like the militant agents, right? And these are the ones that come after these agents that's on your screen. Do they work? Then these other type of agents, these are the agents that come, and then they come as a great multitude, and these are the ones that kindle over you with a burning wrath. You know, if you grew up in the hood, you'd have seen this before. I probably could count more than 5 times, more than one hand. I could count more times than I actually seen this with my own eyes and how they do it. They surround the house, can't nobody leave. I'd have seen this shit up close and personal, right? And it's very scary, and it's very scary, you know, because all these Israelites, especially Judah, they the toughest niggas in the world, man. But when Esau comes with a burning wrath, they not tough no more. They coming out with their hands up, they laying down on the ground, they won't move. They not, all that tough shit go out the window quick. Right? But that's because Esau was blessed with the sword, right? Now let's keep going. It says, and they should take away certain of you. So certain of us gonna be taken away, and feed you being idle with things offered into idols, right? But the Lord could still deliver you out of that, just like Apostle Paul was put in prison. He was delivered out of it, you know. So it's possible. You just gotta keep believing. Like I always say, even to the end, bro. Even if they finna drop the guillotine, you keep believing until it's done, because the Lord could come and save you, right? The Lord could translate you up like he did Enoch or Elijah. He could translate you up right before it come down on you if he wants to. And you gotta believe it, because that's where your power comes at, is your belief, right? That's what keeps us so dedicated. That's what keeps us on fire. That's what keeps us putting up these videos. That's what keeps us going on the highways and byways. It's our belief in the Lord. Now, if other men have other reasons why they're doing those things, then they not gonna make it. Even if they've been in it 10 years, at some point they not gonna be the elect. You gotta do it because of your belief and your faith in the Lord. You know. So let's keep going, right? Verse 69, it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden under the foot. And that's going to be the 2/3 that's going to consent unto them, because the 1/3 is not. It says, for there shall be in every place, but watch this, and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Who's those that fear the Lord? We just said it. Who? Those that believe and have faith in the Lord. That's the same people who fear the Lord. That's us. So who's the insurrection coming upon? Us, me, you. The Hebrew Israelites, the ones that put up the videos, the ones that go up on the highways and byways, they come after us, man. The one, because we the ones that fear the Lord, right? That's who they coming for. But like what the Lord say, he said he should lift up a standard against them. So the Lord's going to be there. So like I said, this ain't no fear video. Don't have no fear. Have faith that the Lord's going to be there, but also have wisdom and knowledge to know that, hey, we ain't fucking worried about the 2/3, but Esau's target is us. We know that. We know that we're the target of Esau, right? Is that facts? Okay. That's facts, right? So let's keep going. Right? They say big facts, right? It's like a podcast called Big Facts, right? So all that I just said could like go on to that podcast and it'll go together perfect, right? This is Matthews 24, which is a very popular, very popular chapter, right? So we just get at verse 8. It says, all these are the beginnings of sorrows. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and should kill you, and ye should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So when it's talking to you, you know, it's talking to the prophets. That's what it's talking about. Us, the elect. So you're going to be afflicted. You're going to be delivered up to be afflicted. Meaning people are going to, these agents that you see on your screen, right? They got another type of agent, right? And this other type of agent don't really look like them. They look like us. And what they do is they come and they blend in and they get close to you, right? And like one of their favorite moves they like to do, like they like to get in higher positions. Like let's say you got a camp and they got this different type of agent, right? He comes in, but he comes looking like you. He got a garment on, he got a Bible, he got fringes and stuff like that. And then he gets into high positions. And then what he do is he get everybody to like him and everybody to love him, right? And then one of his favorite little moves is he like to point at other people as being the agent. It's the same thing the devil do, right? The devil points at others as being the devil and he portrays himself as being God. But really he's the devil, right? But what do Esau do? He put up images of Jesus Christ, of God, and they all look like him. So he portrayed himself to be the holy. He portrayed himself to be the prophets. You see what I'm saying? He portrayed himself to be the apostles, the disciples, you know, God, you know, and then he points somewhere else to say somewhere else is the devil. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the devil do, because he want to come with trickery. So that's what these agents do too. They get in high positions and then they get to pointing at other people saying, oh, he's an agent, and they get to putting that agent somewhere else. So all the rest of the people that he got to love him, that he tricked, you know, they get with him and they all put their finger and say, oh, this guy's an agent, that guy's an agent, but that guy is really probably a man of the Lord, right? But none of them, they all hop on this bad way, and none of them think to look at the guy that's pointing the finger and say, well, holy shit, you're the agent. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is, because those guys did that, they end up getting delivered, because they end up getting tricked by the true agent. that they're in arms with, pointing at other people to be the agents, but the agent is right next to you the whole time. I mean, did we not see that in the movie Judas and the Black Messiah? Am I not speaking facts? That's facts, right? So when you looking at other people, you need to look at who's close to you, right? Because this other type of agent, he blends in with you, but he's working with these agents that's on your screen. So they got agents that's like on the internet pointing at the screen like this bald head dude is doing, right? And then they got agents that's like gonna come kindle over you with a great wrath with all the weapon and military force, right? And then they got agents that's like doing what we're doing. They putting up videos, they're on the highways and byways. So Esau got this shit figured out in a way, but he's gonna be lacking in one spot, and that one spot deals with Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, right? So you gotta watch out for this, right? Now let's keep going. It says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, and they shall deliver you up to be afflicted. So they're gonna be able to deliver you up because they're right there next to you. So they're gonna set you up, and when they set you up, it's gonna be to affliction. They're gonna get you put in prison to be afflicted, whatever. But the Lord still could save you out of it. But it ain't gonna be nice when they put you in the prison. You know, hey, the Lord said everything gonna be good for us, so they might get me, put me in prison, but I'm gonna be in a 5-star hotel prison. No, you still gonna be on concrete and shit with rats and shit running in and out the cell and shit like that. But the Lord could still deliver you before death. You know, that's what you want to pray for. Now, it says it shall kill you, so some of you gonna be killed, right? It says, and ye should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then just being hated, just imagine being hated of all nations. Just imagine when they finally put the T word on us, right? And they classify us as that, and they already got a list of every single one of us, and they pretty much treat us like the Nazis, and they just go around hunting all of us. Hey, he was one of them. Now we got proof that he was one of them. You know how Peter denied the Lord 3 times? Right? And they ran up to asking Peter, hey, wasn't you one of them that was with them? That's what they gonna say. They gonna say, hey, wasn't you one of those Hebrew Israelite dudes? No. I used to watch your videos. No. You used to be out on the highway and byway every week. You used to be in this location. They gonna say, oh no, that was you. You was a Hebrew Israelite. So Esau has all that technology. He got AI technology that could track everything about your whole life and every movement you ever did. This AI technology smarter than me, smarter than all of us, right? And they could track everything about you, and they know exactly who you is. They got face recognition. You could put on a wig or whatever, but it could recognize your facial structure and know that it's you, bro. They got this crazy ass technology. Look what they doing in China, bro. Look what they doing in China, bro. So they got all this crazy technology, and then when everybody take the MOTB, you think that they're not gonna have scanners to see? Look, if it's 10 people, you standing in a shopping center, right? And it's 10 people, they got a scanner. They can scan and see everybody in the store that got the MOTB, and then they gonna put it on you and see you ain't got it. Ain't nothing popping up. What you think they gonna do? You're gonna be hated because they gonna say, what, you ain't take it. Just like what happened with the whole 2019, 2020 thing that shook the world. Everybody that didn't take it and was against it was hated. So you gonna be hated. People gonna say, oh, you ain't got it? What? And you're gonna be hated, man. So imagine being everywhere you go, you pretty much gotta be like a Jedi. You gotta be like, remember when the Sith Lords was trying to kill all the Jedis, and the last couple Jedis, you know, they had to have the garment on with the hoodie. They had to hide everywhere they went, be underground and everything. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be, man. And they know that because it's been a while, but I think the word Jedi goes back to Judah in some type of way. It traces back to Judah. So really, even that movie is a play on the Israelites. You see, they put it in all their movies because the people that own Hollywood, you know, are converts and stuff like that. They pretending to be us, but they not the real us. But they like to put a lot of that imagery in their movies and stuff like that, which are the small hats. You know what I'm talking about. And they coming for us. You think they don't know what small hat mean? They know what we mean when we say small hats. And they coming. Right? Now let's keep going. It says, but remember when it says for my name's sake. So who's the ones that's saying the name? Us. Who's the ones that's professing and standing bold for the name of the Lord? Us. Me, you, the Hebrew Israelites, the ones that's so-called in the truth, right? So that's who they're coming for. That's who the target is. It says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another. That's those other special type of agents I was telling you about. They're going to be betraying one another. But you can have a brother, Right now, man, look how deep this is, bro. Look how fucking deep this is. You can have a guy. You've been on the highways and byways 10 years. He been on the highways and byways 10 years with you. He has not been an agent for none of those 10 years. Year 11 comes. Something happens, right? Whether his family, something happens to his family, or Esau gives him an ultimatum. They gonna put him in prison. Esau put up some bullshit against him, or they gonna take his family away from him, or they gonna put him to death, right? So this will cause that man, right? Or it might be just like Judas, right? They might say, look, man, we gonna give you $5 million, right? And some brothers may say, fuck, this shit finally played off, man. They each often hit me with 5 million. I'm gonna be able to buy me a little mansion on an island in Miami or something like that, a little small one, because them be going for 20, 30s and shit like that, right? I'm gonna get me the new Mercedes S-Class Maybach, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be able to pop me some woman, you know what I mean? And life is already hard. They want me to take the MOTB. Esau might say, I'm gonna give you 5 million, I'm gonna upload it on your MOTB, your C-hip. And then you gonna have brothers, literally. I know everybody say they not. Of course, right now, everybody gonna say, no, I ain't going, right? But we gonna see, because when that shit that happened in 2019, 2020, I was looking around, I was looking at brothers' faces, and then people was looking very wary, very bothered, and very, very scared, man. And if it would have got any worse, I don't know, So, of course, everybody tough right now. I ain't gonna do it. But during this time, when that temptation come, if you be the elect, you gonna make it. If you not, then you ain't. It's just that simple. Some brothers man, fuck it. Let me take the MOT. They going take the 5 million on there, and they gonna betray you. So this brother may been an actual good brother in the truth for 10 years, but this last 1 year, when all this MOTB and temptation came, he flipped. That's all it took. He was already on the edge, and he flipped, and then boom, now he betrayed you. You're going to have brothers betraying you because they just think they better than you. We are part of the same camp, the same group, but I'm higher status than you, and you need to go rather than me. You know what I mean? And they going to betray you for it, It says, and shall hate one another. So we already see this right now. Like when you look in on the Hebrew Israelites, because this video is about us that's in the truth. You are the target, right? What you see right now is you already see is we all hate each other, right? So this camp hate this camp hate that camp, this camp hate this camp. And the heads of the camp, they might talk shit about each other, but they secretly really got love for each other because they grew up with each other, or they all go back to the One West camp, right? So they talk shit about each other, but they kind of secretly want to still see each other make it. They just want to see each other bow down to each other. Okay, I'm this camp, I want these other heads of the other camps to bow down to me, but I kind of got love for them. But that's one thing, because they know each other personally, right? But then you got their members that don't know the head of this other camp personally, but they just talking hella shit about them because their leader is doing it. Now they're guilty of actually hate. So you already see that hate towards your brother, even amongst the camps. You see that curse on us, right? You see all the hate. We all beefing. We all talking shit about each other, right? So what do you think is going to happen when the MOTB comes? What do you think is going to happen when the grid goes down? What do you think is going to happen when all hell break loose? You think if this camp member, right, if his life is on the line, but all he got to do is give you up, and you another camp that he was that spent, and y'all spent 10 years talking about making rebuke videos on each other, talking shit about each other. Y'all spent 10 years doing that. You think he not gonna say, oh, to save my life and my family life, let me give that nigga up? He gonna give you up. Because they should hate one another and betray one another. He going, oh man, he could go. I don't even think he a man of the Lord. He wasn't a part of my camp, so he's not one of us. He's not a brother to us. And I don't even look at him as really being an Israelite or a man of the Lord. So they gonna betray you and let you go. So that's how crazy it's gonna get, man. And this is shit that we already know because we grew up with it, because this is shit that you see in the streets. This already happens in the streets, man. With the toughest dudes that act like the toughest dudes, and they be snitching, man. Right? So we already see this stuff happen, so that's how we know it's gonna be the same thing when all hell break loose and they really start to come after us and persecute us. You're gonna see people snitching on people left and right, giving up people left and right, because hey, he ain't with us, he ain't our brother, so I could go ahead and snitch on him. My elder said it was okay. He said it was okay to do it, and they're gonna be justifying why they're doing it, right? It says, and many false prophets should rise and should deceive many. It's going to be a lot of deception out there. You know, you're going to have camps still trying to hold on to their pride. So they going to want another camp to go down before them. I'd rather that camp go down so that we can all sit back and be like, I told you so. They ain't man of the Lord. I told you they day was going to come. So you're going to have a lot of betrayal and all that shit. So, like, the position we in is a very good position. And I always be thankful about this, and I pray to the Lord about this, and I'm always very thankful because, like, we very small. Like, it's just me and Kwana, you know, but since we very small, like, it's a lot of shit, and it could still happen between us, you know, but the risk, you know, is a lot lower when you're talking about numbers, the probability, because we ain't got 30 niggas around us, and 10 of them could be agents, you know. We ain't got, so we just really out the way, you know what I mean? We just serving the Lord to the best of our ability, you know, with no ceiling over us, but the ceiling that the Lord puts over us, the Holy Spirit, to the best of our ability, trying to get salvation and just staying out everybody's problems out the way. That's actually a great place to be, you know. When I first came in the truth, I wanted to be a part of big camps too, but now I kind of see the position that we in. It's really a benefit, man. It's a benefit, you know, because watch this, verse 12. And because iniquity, so look, because of this iniquity shall abound, watch what's going to happen. The love of many shall wax cold. You got brothers that's been around you 10 years. They got a lot of love for you. But when that iniquity come, when that fire come, when that smoke come, that love going to wax cold. Niggas going to be like they was never brothers with you. Never did camp with you. Don't want to talk to you. Don't hate your guts. Switching up, man. It says, but he that shall endure to the end, proving that you have to go through all this, the same shall be saved. So from there, let's go to the book of Acts. This is really good, you know. I let it warm up, you know, the spirit. This is really good, you know. So you got to go through it, right? Now, this is Acts 14:22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in faith. So we just continue in faith. But watch this. And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. So that means, yeah, you got to endure to the end. You got to go through all this tribulation, this insurrection, this affliction, being delivered up, being betrayed. You have to go through all that, and then we're going to enter in the kingdom of heaven, because that's us going through that fire. Like it says in Zechariah 13, that's the Lord bringing the 1/3 through that fire, purifying us. And then we'll finally be ready for the Lord once we go through that temptation. That's us proving ourselves to be worthy to the Lord. So these times is coming, man. So, you know, this, like I said, this ain't no fear video. It's just an edification video. Get ready, because everything I'm saying is facts. It's 100% facts, man. It's easy to see. Really, it's plain upon the tables. You finna have this shit. You finna have people get delivered up. Everybody is beefing and hating each other right now. What you think they finna do when affliction come, man? Right now ain't nothing going, cause ain't nothing happening right now, man. You could still go to Walmart and go get groceries. You got people still on Link. You know, you still gonna go to work, make a living, go to Walmart, eat. You can still go to the movies, man, and watch a good movie and have laughter. You can still go to a casino. You can still get a couple drinks or something. You can still watch sports. So imagine when all that's done with and that affliction come, man. With these guys that already hate each other online, going back and forth with each other, what do you think they're gonna do when that affliction comes? Would you think they not gonna be giving out? Hey, yeah, this he be here. This guy, this lying. You know, because a witness could lie on you. A witness could take the stand and lie on you. You could be convicted of something just because a witness took the stand but they was lying. How many Israelites that went to jail based off a lie because a witness took the stand and pointed at him? That easily could happen. You know, they tried to do that with Apostle Paul, right? They successfully did that with Yahushua. Our Lord got put to death based off what they was lying on him. That he had witnesses that was pointing the finger at him that was lying on him, and he got put to death for it. He sacrificed for us, right? You had Apostle Paul, he was lying on him, but he got out of his, right? So it's clear that, I mean, even with John the Baptist, he got put to death because he was being lied on, man. So just because you say, well, I'm innocent, that don't mean nothing, because they get enough people to say you guilty, you're done. I mean, I had the whole 2 or 3 witnesses thing used against me before. That don't mean shit. You can have 200 or 300 witnesses and still be wrong or still be lying. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta watch out. You know, these times is coming. These is very scary times. My last camp, check that out. I said, strange sights. You finna see some very strange sights, and you about to see it because you gonna see what you gonna see is you gonna see whole camps that was up and running 20, 30 years going hard just disappear. All their accounts get taken offline. Can't nobody put up no more videos. They now on the highways. You gonna be like, what happened to them? Esau done got to them. They had a lot of inner betrayal and agents, and the whole organization come down. You're gonna be like, oh, that's very strange. You can get online and say, man, where's all these brothers that I used to be watching? What happened to them? You be like, man, they gone. You're gonna be like, damn. And what you gonna say? You gonna say something's going on strange. So yeah, check out that camp. It's called Strange Sights. You know, with that I'm gonna say salvation to the elect. Shalom.